Welcome back to The Real Rejects. I'm Greg Elba.
I'm John Humphrey.
We're gonna watch Spider-Man 3, Mysterio Return Confirmed, Sinister Six Spiderverse Explained from our buddies over at New Rockstars. Let's just swing into action. Look at that. Okay, let's go.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Eric Voss, and Spider-Man 3 has been giving us more and more clues pointing to this movie's mysterious plot. I'm talking Mysterio himself, confirmed to factor into this story. And there's actual evidence this time that we can all look at, instead of us having to take the word of some scooper with his inside sources, aka whatever will get the fans most hyped.
Hey, back off of Daniel RPK, Mikey Sutton, and Cosmic Wonder and everything always.
Spoiler warning.
Sources are never wrong.
Spider-Man have come all kinds of new looks. Tom Holland as Peter Parker on a snowy New York street. The movie is confirmed to be a story.
Oh, there was footage? There's actual moving footage?
Like
oh, dang.
MJ's working in a bakery, Peter Pan donut and pastry shop. With
that is a high-def image.
Decor in the windows, but in a closer, later angle, MJ has put up some Hanukkah ones too. But the crucial detail was spotted on a poster wall, plastered with missing persons flyers. And then these two peculiar finds, an image of Mysterio with
dang.
And then further down in the corner, Citizens to Defend Spidey. So there's a lot to unpack here. First, this confirms our theory from Spider-Man Far From Home that whether or not Mysterio Quentin Beck the man is dead, something, by the way, that remains very much up for debate since Peter failed to word his question to Edith.
Peter.
Mysterio is bigger than one man, people. It's a whole team of disaffected Stark employees and community theater actors working collectively to pull off these illusions.
I want to just pause super quick to say that I, of course, believe Mysterio is real. For him to have altered that footage that was on display in the mid-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, that sequence would have had to have occurred first for him to later on have manipulated it. It's the only way it makes sense. Let's proceed.
As we saw when Mysterio's footage was downloaded to a flash drive, and then later in the post-credit scene when Mysterio's doctored footage framed and doxed Peter, team of Mysterio lives on, fully capable of ruining Peter Parker's life.
Or it could have been the team that just manipulated it for him.
He's got a bunch of Jake Gyllenhaal clones waiting around.
A deadly trickle of fake news propaganda. And that is what we are now seeing with this Mysterio poster. The rise of conspiracy theories in the MCU. People making Mysterio into a kind of martyr. And it's not just the helmeted visage of the character. This is going to be a big deal because another poster shows the face of Jake Gyllenhaal. And while that still doesn't mean he'll physically appear in the film, it does confirm that they care enough about this subplot to at least pay Gyllenhaal some appearance fee and to credit him in the movie, which they have to do if they use someone's likeness. This is also consistent with clues we spotted in Morbius, which, while less of an MCU property and more of a spunsy one, is expected to be loosely connected to the MCU Spider-Man with a crossover from Michael Keaton, Adrian Toomes, and background graffiti labeling Spider-Man murderer. Sony did delay Morbius, but only to October, signaling that they still really need this movie to come out before Spider-Man 3 in December. Now, of course, Spider-Man isn't a complete public enemy. There's this whole other campaign, Citizens to Defend Spidey. It's a much nerdier name. I'm guessing a small operation headed up by like Ned or MJ or Flash. We do know he's a big Spidey fanboy. To be honest, I'm a bit more concerned about all these missing posters. Feels like something you would see right after the snap, not on the other side of the blip once the Avengers brought everyone back. What is causing all these people to go?
Children are missing. Do for the children. The WandaVision tie-in.
Oh, dang! Oh, I mean, they've been saying this will tie into WandaVision and Doctor Strange. That's actually perfect. Holy doing it for the children.
Okay, that's the rest play out.
Missing a new killer on the loose in Manhattan, or some multiverse crisis causing individuals to disappear from this reality and others from alternate realities to suddenly appear in this one. In fact, if such a crisis is gripping New York and this whole world, that could explain why the public is embracing Mysterio, who claimed to be a warrior from another dimension within the multiverse. In their eyes, an Avenger-type hero who really could have helped them in such an event. Mysterio was totally lying there. Kevin Feige has suggested Peter's excitement for the idea of the multiverse from this scene and the idea that Doctor Strange is going to be in this movie. According to Feige, those two things are going to tell us a lot about where this movie is going. And now, with Mysterio, we are starting to get a much clearer picture of what is going on. So how does this Mysterio... I
was hoping you would say the WandaVision thing.
I think that would be a lot more fun.
Spider-Man 3. Well, we know that Doctor Strange will join the plot along with Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, and Jamie Fox Electro, last seen in totally alternate universe Spider-Man films. Meanwhile, everyone from Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Willem Dafoe, Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone, to Charlie Cox, Matt Murdock, Daredevil from the Netflix series have been rumored to appear by various scoopers with varying degrees of reliability, but none of these have yet been confirmed. Big we'll see on the rest of those. Either way, it is clear Sony...
I think he has issues with scoopers.
I was gonna say, I wonder how he feels.
Come
about
on,
some of
Eric,
the
you're
scoops
all
that
you're
we've
all
covered.
about theories and breakdowns.
Yeah,
Come on,
man.
let the scoopers have the scooping.
Every scoop is a theory based on an Easter egg until
Come on,
proven
man.
fact.
Come on. Granted, your theories are more based in actual evidence. All right.
Knowledge of the source material.
Goal is to bridge this MCU Spider-Man with elements from past films and alternate universe within the Spider-Man brand to create a kind of live-action Spider-Verse. These Mysterio posters set the stage for that conflict. Following Far From Home, Peter Parker continues to face scrutiny from Team Mysterio, who might have pre-recorded several contingency tapes designed to ruin Spider-Man's reputation in the event they failed in Europe. The thing is, this detached, leaderless crew of special effects experts would struggle to maintain an effective media campaign without help. Some of that help could come from J. Jonah Jameson's Daily Bugle site, but I think they would need bigger backing to truly turn public opinion against an Avenger. So I think it is possible that Team Mysterio is being backed by Oscorp, who, think about it, would now be a weapons tech rival to Stark Industries, eager to have gotten their hands on the late Tony Stark's Edith tech and their whole satellite-linked drone fleet. If those Defoe rumors are true, that could be how we get Norman Osborn as a corporate villain and maybe a silent partner.
I just want to stop and say I believe you.
I do too. That would be,
I believe you. I think this is 100% true.
A plus theory.
This is around the time I'd expect Oscorp or Harry Osborne to come into the Spider-Man films, either part 3 or part 4. So I think that maybe not even Harry Osborne, but yeah, you're bringing up Willem Dafoe already.
Yeah.
Getting the back, like it all just sounds so damn solid.
And especially with like laying roots for Sinister Six and stuff like that, like having Oscorp, as like the first harbinger of like the real possibility of that coming to fruition.
Ooh, and I love all the media propaganda and how that's causing a divide amongst the citizens of the world to split between Mysterio and Spider-Man, who to believe, who not to believe.
Which is nothing like real
cool.
life.
Yeah,
I'm glad they're leaving politics,
Keep politics out of my Spider-Man movie.
To this assault on Spider-Man's public image. And when the media campaign doesn't work, Norman Osborn might decide to escalate to an actual team of people to take Spidey down. And that's how we get the assembly of the Sinister Six: Vulture, Electro, Doc Ock, maybe Morbius or Scorpion or Carnage or Team Mysterio, all overseen by Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. Now, here are where things get a bit tricky, because on one hand, the inclusion of alt-universe actors like Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx might suggest that these villains' origins could be from a kind of multiverse crossover of villains. They pop in through some kind of multiverse collision, or through a portal of some kind. But on the other hand, we have heard it suggested that Sony might make these villains not the same exact forms that they were in those past movies, but like a different Doc Ock, a different Electro, guys that have just always existed in the MCU, just played by the same actors for some reason. That muddy approach is kind of what they did with J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson. Hey, look, it's the same J. Jonah. Don't that nostalgia feel great? But wasn't his Peter Parker Tobey Maguire?
Yeah,
exactly. This don't have to make sense. Pretty solid Amy Pascal impression. Whether these sinister...
You see, that's the problem with it, is the muddy approach, I think, is okay if the fact that, let's say Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield happen to not be in this movie, even though it's not 100% confirmed, it feels like it's pretty much there.
Yeah.
Let's say they're not in the movie, then that approach is fine, actually, I think. If they are already from, like they're just reprising the roles and they're just playing different versions of them, right?
Yeah.
But if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in here, it would only make sense.
They would be tied to their respective franchise villains.
Yeah, like I think it would have to be that case.
Yeah.
And I'd prefer it to be that. It would be more exciting. Then you'd have to go through some hoops and explanations to be like, yeah, Alfred Molina survived, Willem Dafoe survived, even though like the whole thing with Harry Osborn in that trilogy was all about the death of his father and wanting to get revenge on Spider. Like, there's a lot you got to unpack. At the same time, though, I think that if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are for sure, indeed, in this movie, they would have to be from their franchises.
Yeah.
Six villains are given multiversal origins in the film, or if Sony shrugs it off as if it just makes sense for them to have already been in this reality as these actors. I think Doctor Strange in this movie represents Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige's solution to that madness, and within the movie, Peter Parker's solution to the Sinister Six crisis. Because the best way for Peter to face so many villains is for him to team up with Doctor Strange to navigate the multiverse to find allies, other Spider-Men, alternate universes.
Yeah.
That's how they could get Tobey and Andrew in.
Yeah, exactly.
By Doctor Strange's role in the story. Because what are they just bringing him in so he can do the Winds of Watum? No, he's in there because he knows his way around the multiverse. So the Sinister Six, backed by Norman Osborn, versus Team Spidey, backed by the Sorcerer Supreme. I mean, even Sony couldn't ruin that. I am wearing our new latest obsession shirt, An Unusual Couple. It's amazing, and it has secret Easter eggs revealed via augmented reality. You can get this shirt at newrockstarsmerch.com. Follow me on Instagram at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars, and subscribe for breakdowns of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. I love this one.
Yeah, this was fun.
I appreciate all the hard work you do, Eric. Everything is presented from not scoops alone. Gotta say it though, sometimes you do talk about some scoops as well, though, you know? Sometimes it is a scoop.
Sometimes a scoop has a little bit of substantiality to it,
scoop.
They're very enticing.
It seemed like you had a little bit of a shift in tone there when it came to certain scoops, I'd say.
Don't let your ease of voice in these videos let us be distracted from that.
Don't worry, you're still senpai to us. You're still the king of them all. To John and I, you're still the king.
Absolutely.
But yeah, everything we're getting from these leaked photos, I wait for these videos specifically just to do reactions to them for you guys. So yeah, I wasn't aware of these Mysterio photos. Yeah. But I mean, I think Mysterio's alive. I'd be very surprised if he isn't. And I do like what they were hinting at. You got the current world of, with those photos alone, that some people are on Spider-Man's side, some people are on Mysterio's side. They're using media propaganda to sort of push it, but then they have that mystery clue of the people missing, which I feel like can tie into the events of WandaVision. And considering the fact that WandaVision is building its series off of a great mystery surrounding it, I think it's pretty cool that Spider-Man will do that, not just in the marketing. I don't often associate the MCU films with being about mystery. Yeah. And I think that this Spider-Man movie will probably have a lot of that ingredient of mystery imbued in here. So there were actually quite a bit to take just from those posters. They're very like lived in photos. Yeah. And then those ending shots of Spider-Man on Christmas or the holiday ending finale.
That's right. He comes back just in time for
my
Christmas Eve. This is going to be like Scrooge. He's going to be visited by the ghosts of Spider-Man past, and then he's going to have a whole reclamation of his own soul that way.
I'm very excited for this. This is going to be a really cool movie. Can't wait for the, we're definitely going to get a trailer at some point this year. Can't wait. Thank you, New Rockstars. Thank you to all for watching. Subscribe, click that notification bell. Any big exciting Spider-Man things come up, of course we're going to talk about it at some point within a couple days span. Last but not least,
Scuba Steve! I thought of you immediately as this video started because of the crazy designs on display. And I mean, you obviously have talked about your graffiti art on this channel, but you're a guy of various interests. And I don't know, I mean, I don't want to push you into a profession you don't want to be in, but I feel like you could do some crazy set design work or crazy work kind of like this for movies and stuff. You know, take your unique style and then blend it in with some of these popular characters and stuff. I don't know. This made me think of you too because of New York. But yeah, man, I hope you're doing well. I know that it has been a very, very up and down time, especially in the line of work that you're now in. But I just want to send you some love, and I hope you're doing well today.
Happy New Year, buddy. Hope you're doing well.